Hey everybody, welcome back to Skill Check. I'm your host today, Garrett, and I'm joined with Colin, and we're going to be going over one of my personal favorite armies, the Death Guard. They're not quite my favorite army this edition, though, I should say. But let's go ahead and get into it, and we can talk about some of my grievances and stuff with it. First up, the army rule, it's the same as it was last time. It's Nurgle's Gift. It's basically just the contagion range. Turn 1, it's 3. Turns 2, it's 6. And turn 3, it is 9 inches around any model that has the contagion, which I believe is basically everything in the book now. I believe they all just get it now from the detachment, and it just reduces the toughness by 1 if you're in it. So it's an okay rule. It makes your melee and some of your bolt weapons and stuff hit a little bit harder. You wound elves and stuff on 2s. It's pretty good. Spread the sickness is the detachment rule. If you control an objective marker, you basically keep control of it until somebody takes it, and it counts as being in contagion range, just like your units do. So, turn 1, it's 3 inches, and it expands out from out there as long as you control it. So it's like sticky objectives army-wide with a little bit of extra bonus.
I think it's a cool ability for sure.
I think it's okay. I don't think it's the strongest ability, but I think it's okay.
Hey, I said cool.
Yeah, fair.
Didn't say good.
Okay, we're gonna talk about the Ferric Blight. In your shooting phase or fight phase, you get to add 1 to your armor penetration characteristic of that attack. It targets the contagion range and effective of within contagion range of an infected objective marker you control. With a critical wound is scored of the attack, it's 2 instead of 1. So it makes your AP a lot higher if they're within range of an objective marker, but they just statically gives +1 AP. It's not bad. Basically a direct counter to Armor Contempt.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Disgustingly Resilient. This used to be the army-wide rule, and it used to work in every phase, but now it's 2 CP and only in the fight phase. You get to subtract 1 damage characteristics from melee weapons. This is not a strat you really want to end up be using, but you can use it on every unit now. So like Poxwalkers and other units like that, you can now use the -1 damage on and just take 1 5-up feel no pain stuff against damage 2 weapons. Or damage 3 weapons if you really want to, in some circumstances.
I don't know if you actually use that on Poxwalkers, though.
You might. It just depends on circumstance.
I guess, yeah.
Look, man, it could happen once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call this Flux because I had no idea how to say that. Fight phase. 1 Death Guard unit from your army that has not been selected to fight in this phase. Basically, it's sustained hits 1. If they're within range of an infected objective, gets sustained hits 2. Pretty good ability.
Yep.
I'll have to recheck the designer commentary, but I believe sustained hits and what are they called? Don't stack, actually. Don't quote me on this. This is a controversial thing people were talking about. Apparently sustained hits sustained hits and lethal hits don't stack or something weird. People have been talking about it earlier. I don't know. I assume it works how you would think it works, where if you roll a 6, you get an extra attack, and you have to roll a wound with that attack, but the lethal hit just automatically wounds. Is how I would see it. That's how I see it, but apparently there's been some debate. But we're going to move on from that, because I don't know one way or the other. I'll get clarification in the future. I haven't played Death Guard yet this edition. I probably do need to bust them out. Maybe I'll bust them out for the first stream of 10th we do, so that I can say I've played them.
You play your bad army, I'll play my bad army with just sisters, and that's what we'll do.
There we go. That's a fair match.
Say goodbye.
Maybe
to
Admech?
Our favorite. Honestly,
Admech might be worse.
Yeah. I play some of the most busted armies, and then I also play some of the worst armies right now.
Yep.
So
okay, Gifts of Decay. Your command phase. 1 Death Guard model from your army. They regain D3 lost wounds while within range of a contagion. Infected objective marker. I don't know why I said contagion. Infected objective marker. Regain 3 lost wounds instead.
So just heal.
Yeah, it's just heal more. Yeah, just heals flat 3 instead of D3 on objective. Yep, it's fine. Yep. Boil Blight. Your shooting phase, 1 Death Guard unit from your army, and 1 enemy unit within contagion range of that unit. Until the end of the phase, each time a weapon, they get heavies and ignore cover. So basically, you shoot a unit that's within contagion of your contagion, of that unit's contagion range, and you get heavies and ignore cover. This is, like, fine. Ignore cover is, like, okay. It's very short range ability. And heavy's, like, cute. It only really matters if you stood still. I don't really know the big upside to this. Your opponent shooting, Cloud of Flies. Your opponent shooting phase, 1 Death Guard unit from your army, they basically get stealth. I am mad that this is just straight worse than if you were Mark of Nurgle in CSM. Because it gives you stealth versus attack and you can't be shot after this for the same amount of CP, I believe.
Yikes.
Grievance 1.
Yeah, that's rough. You're only on Grievance 1? I feel like we covered a good bit of this already.
It's way more. It's way more. That's a big. That's my big. That's one of my huge pet peeves. We'll move on from it. I'll save the salt for later. Living Plague, Death Guard model only gets +3 to the contagion range. It's super okay. I guess it's all of their auras, but there's only like 2 auras that really matter. And one of them I don't even think you can take it on. So
yeah, imagine if that was 3 inches to movement though. Then you'd actually have a movement. Then you would actually have something that can get across the board.
We'd have speed 7 boxwalkers again. No, I'm checking. While this, I miss that so much. The droning, while Death Guard model only, while enemy unit is in contagion range of the bearer, each time the unit fails a battle shock test, on a 2/5 that unit suffers 1 mortal, on a 6 that unit suffers D3. Wow, this is terrible. This is just bad. Deadly Pathogen, Death Guard model only, add 1 to the strength and attack characteristics of the melee weapon. Within range of an effective objective marker, add 2 strength and 2 attack characteristics. This is okay. I think this one's very fine.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah. Shamble Rot. Each time the bearer's unit is selected as a target of an enemy's charge, until the end of the phase, subtract 2 from the charge roll made. This is good defensively if you're worried about things coming in from reserves and charging you.
I just don't know how often you bring that.
Yeah, because, yeah. These are all very, very lackluster. Deathly Pathogen is probably the only one I'd ever really consider.
Yeah, I don't know the aura abilities for Living Plague.
They're okay. Well, okay. Living Plague. Yeah. There's we can talk about them as they come up. Right. This is first of all, an aura, which is just a 6-up Feel No Pain.
For the Death Guard Demon Prince, right?
Yep, Death Guard Demon Prince just gives a 6-up Feel No Pain. So he can be a 9-inch bubble, I guess.
What is that artwork? That's not a Demon Prince. Like,
that is just a Plague Marine.
Yeah.
Yep. This is they do this all the time when they don't have a specific model painted for every army. They just replace it with like a stock photo of that army's generic model. This guy's
will fill later.
What?
Yep.
Oh, this guy.
I said it's the will fill later. I feel like I might be on a delay there.
Maybe. But, yeah. This guy is Plague Spear still. Anti-infantry 2+, ignores cover, torrent. It's okay. Strength 5, AP1, 1 damage. The Hellforged weapons are still very good. They have 2 profiles now. They're great.
That's a lot of attacks. Holy crap.
Yeah, and you get -1 toughness in there, so you wound Space Marines on 2, but it's AP0, but you get 14 attacks that hit on 2s, wound on 2s.
Yeah.
Against the Space Marine. Like, he does do work. He is very pricey though, if memory serves.
Death Guard Demon Prince, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Without wings, he is 170, and with wings, he's 215.
Yeah, 215. So the one with wings has everything else. He also still maintains a Plague Spear with wings, which is interesting. Before you couldn't do that. This is cool. Each time this model ends a charge within an engagement range, they have to roll for Battle Shock. Each time it makes a charge move until the end of the turn, Hellforce weapon has Dev Wounds, which is where this becomes a little bit spicier. So you might just go for the sweep attacks and go for a few extra mortals. since you wound a lot of things pretty easily. He's no longer a threat to vehicles, which is kind of lackluster, but say la vie. TYPHUS. Man, how the mighty have fallen in my eyes. The Destroyer Hive is no longer a mortal wound attack or anything. He doesn't even have a psychic power, other than the Eater Plague. The Destroyer Hive is just subtract 1 from the hit roll while in melee with his unit. In your shooting phase, select one enemy unit with an 18 visible psyker. On a 1, he takes D3 mortal wounds. On a 2 through 5, they suffer D6 mortals. On a 6, they suffer D3 plus 1. So it's a
D3
good...
plus 3.
Or sorry, D3 plus 3. So sorry. It's good. It's okay. I kind of wish he had a psychic attack along with this. He's always been known to have, like... I'm also shocked that it's not the Destroyer Hive. Just a lot of these don't make a lot of sense to me. They've changed him so much. He used to have, like, a plague spewer, like a flamethrower, from the Heresy, but he lost that when he changed over from this model, from the old model.
This guy can't be more than, like, 120 points, right?
I think he's super cheap, actually. I think that is his upside. I believe he's very cheap.
He's 115.
Yeah, he is relevantly, like, pretty cheap.
Yeah.
It's not listed here, but we will cover it here. That when he joins Poxwalkers, he counts as a Poxwalker, basically, for resurrecting models to the unit. So when we get down to them, when they kill a model that's not monster or vehicle, I believe, they get to add guys back to the unit, and his attacks do count for that when he joins them.
Interesting.
Yep. Death Guard, Chaos Lord. This is just a generic Chaos Lord. It's a captain, basically. But reroll hit rolls 1. And then while an enemy unit within cadence range on a 4+, at the end of your turn, deal D3 more rolls. It's cute. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. Terminator armor, same thing. Same exact guy, just Terminator armor. Okay, Lord of Virulence. He's got the...
Sick.
What?
This model is sick.
This model is sick, as is all Death Guard models. Anti-infantry 2+. Torrent, ignores hover, twin linked. It's nice that it's twin linked, reroll all failed, everything. The Plague Fist is also pretty good, being strength 8, AP 2 damage. And then while he's leading a unit, ranged attacks, you can reroll to wound roll. This is where you get a little bit spicier on things to actually be able to deal damage to stuff. Hopefully, man, I just wish we had some actual good anti-tank weapons.
Yeah.
Maybe probably allying in a knight is your best way to go with Death Guard for some shooting. Still get your contagion
I feel like
on stuff.
everybody's allying in a knight at least right now.
Yeah, I bet you'd go Armigers though. You just need some like anti-heavy.
Yeah, for Death Guard, you just need something to like go out and hold the middle objective in the first 2 turns. That way you can get up there.
Yep, exactly.
As well as it provides really good shooting, and it kind of just catches your opponent's eyes. Like when they see these 3 giant robots running at you, they want to shoot them down first rather than your core army.
Yep.
So.
Each time you make an attack with a blast weapon, that target is visible to the model. Add 1 to the hit roll and ignores cover ability. It's good. Yeah, I think he's okay. He only joins DEATHSHROUDs and BLIGHTLORDs, which is fine.
I think that's going to be a lot of these guys.
Yep.
So.
Lord of Contagion. This guy is in Terminator armor. I guess I should have realized that. I, for some reason, thought he wasn't.
Did you really not know that?
What?
Did you really not know that he wasn't Terminator?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually painted this model. I think we got like 4 of him, and I don't think I've ever painted one. While this model is leading a unit, each time this model makes a melee attack, you can reroll the hit roll. Yeah. Each time.
You want to know something crazy actually, that I just thought of?
What's up?
I've actually painted one of these models, and I've never owned Death Guard.
You've owned Death Guard. In the fight phase,
very briefly.
In the fight phase, each time a model loses a wound on a 4+, the closest enemy unit engagement range suffers 1 mortal wound on a 4+. That's pretty good.
I had Death Guard for like a weekend while one of my buddies sold out of the game, and I sold it to another one.
Yep. Malignant Plaguecaster. The worst. This is the worst model. Good luck, everybody else, getting your blind box one. This guy, I have a lot of grievances with. I've got so much wrong with this guy, actually. So, his Plague Wind, fine. It's a very good attack. I do like Plague Wind. Corrupted Staff, still pretty okay. However, Gift to Contagion, doing mortals back to you, and then you subtract one. You subtract one from the wound roll for melee attacks when you do this. So in your shooting phase, you can select one unit with 18. There's a psyker on a 1. I take damage on 2+. Until the start of your next shooting phase. It's only until the start of your next shooting phase. I assume it's my next shooting phase, not your opponent's. Each time a model that enemy unit makes a melee attack, subtract 1 from the wound roll. This is pretty good. The next ability, Pestilent Fallout, subtracting 2 from move characteristic, advance, and charge. Only within 12 inches, because all of his guns is only 12 inches. Is so irritating. Why couldn't they just make this 18? Or like one of his spells 18. Or anything. This is super frustrating. This comes up actually pretty often in Overwatch. You might use this guy for Overwatch. Oh, it doesn't even work. It's in your shooting phase. Yeah, I just have so many grievances with this freaking model.
Yeah. I love the 17-inch threat range that he lets you have.
Oh, yeah. Great. I think he's pretty bad. I don't think I'd bring him.
I'm not too hot on him.
Plague Marines also went through a pretty drastic shakeup compared to what they were before. Now you just have bubonic weapons and heavy plague weapons. Plague knives come stock on everybody, but those are the 2 weapons now. You don't have flails, axes, all that. They simplified it. So you have heavy plague weapons and you have bubonic weapons. Yeah, they're good.
A ton of different options. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen how many options Plague Marines have.
Oh, it was so much more before. It was so much more. Well, you have to think it's 7 models to a kit, but you can only put them in a 5-man unit to start. So they give you the option for all 7 different models in a 5-man, and then double it. But you can't take every option in the 5 and 10-man. You can only take up to 2 per 10, or 1 per 5.
Wow.
Yeah, but you have 7 options to do this with. There's a bunch of stuff. These guys, while within range of objective marker, they add 1 to the battle shock test. It's super mediocre. Their loadout got worse, I believe. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, you can still take a plasma gun on the sergeant and on a guy. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're practically the same. Their melee got a little bit worse, just as all things did. I like the heavy plague weapon. It does hit on force, which is kind of a bummer because we don't have the +1 to hits like we used to from the strat or the +1 to wound strat. So this is all a little bit worse, but it's fine overall. I think Plague Marines are still like fine.
For 5 of them, they're 100 points, and I think that's fine. I think that's the
They're
correct
about 5 more
cost
points. They're about 5 more points than assault intercessors with better guns and comparable melee.
Yeah, I'm okay with the points.
Yep. Okay, Death Guard Cultists. These guys have Scout 6. This is actually fantastic. There's a relevant reason to take Cultists now over Poxwalkers. They just get onto objectives turn 1.
Yeah, and they're 50 points for 10 of them.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. They're like perfectly fine. Poxwalkers. These guys are even less good than they were before. They did get a 5 at Feel No Pain. Good. Downside, their weapon skill 5 now. Still the same number of attacks. But yeah, being weapon skill 5 is not where you want to be.
Why? Okay, I'm so confused. Why would you ever run Poxwalkers that have a 4-inch movement?
They have a 5 at Feel No Pain.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I think I'd rather want just the Cultists, though.
They're tougher.
They're 55 points. And
they're also one toughness higher. They are also relevantly one toughness higher.
Okay.
T4 is still a relevant breakpoint.
It's a good breakpoint, but
yep.
I'm not a fan.
Yep. There, if you bring TYPHUS, you'll probably bring a 20-man block to rock around with him if you're not putting him in a
Sure. Yeah, sure.
It's just good. Just good, pretty cheap unit all around. Basically a 200-point unit. NOXIOUS BLIGHTBRINGER. This is also a model I've never paid for Death Guard, but I own like 10 of. He lets you subtract, while an enemy is within contagion range of this model, each time the battle shock test or leadership test is taken for that unit, subtract 2 from the test. This is very gimmicky, but I don't think it's actually that bad. I think that aura actually has some play. And then when while he's leading a unit, you get to reroll advance and charge rolls made for that unit. Very good on the charge rolls front.
This one wouldn't be a bad one to add the 2 extra inches, right? Oh no, it's within contagion range. But wait,
no, it stacks with contagion.
Yeah, that works. That works.
Yeah, it works. It's fine. It's not the best. Speaking about this, all the next few characters we're going to talk about all have this rule that allows them... Wait. Yep, even if it's already attached by another unit. So basically you can lead it with multiple of these characters that all have this this little caveat. And that's the next few characters. All the old
so you could run 2 of these together.
I don't think it's 2 of this model. It's 2 of... It's any of
No. I mean, but like you can run 2...
I believe you can run all of them in one unit.
No, it says even if one other leader unit has been attached to it. So it locks you to 2. Yeah. 2 at most.
Yep. The Foul Blight Spawn. This is the one you'll probably see the most of. It is just our anti melee suppression. It just gives our unit fight first. And has a great flamethrower weapon. Strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage, Torrent, ignores cover, anti-infantry, 2+. Oh. It's everything you want. This guy's just good. You're probably going to see a lot of him.
Yeah, I guess he goes on your Plague Marines.
He goes on Plague Marines really well. Yep. I mean, they fight. Plague Marines still fight well.
Plague Marines fight fine. Yeah, they fight fine.
Yeah. Biological Putrefier. He gives lethal hits, and then critical hits are scored on a 5+ instead of only on a 6. So this is pretty good. You get lethal hits on 5s basically for the whole unit.
I believe you can use a grenade stratagem for free.
Yeah, you gotta use the grenade.
Per game.
Yeah, he's much worse.
That's so strong.
Everything in this army is just worse than it used to be. Not only because of the reduction of damage, but just how the game's changed. Everything just isn't.
The game changed and the army didn't.
Yeah, the game changed. Well, the army got even debatably
the army got even worse.
Yeah, the game changed. The army didn't really get any better. It only really got worse, and a lot of things just got worse. I don't know. That's what. We'll talk about the Taliban.
Still the number one? Are you still number one? I am not.
I am 40 points down than the number one person. There was a 9th edition tournament last weekend, and I lost the title because he went to a 9th edition tournament and I went to a 10th. And shocker, Death Guard got much worse going from 9th edition to 10th edition.
Wow.
Yeah. I need to win an RTT, and I think I'm back in first. Don't hold me to that, but I believe that's the math. I need to win like a 16-person.
Next book rebattles.
16-person. No, chicken. While this model's leading unit, each time an attack is made for this, add 1 to the hit roll.
Help me put... Hey, anybody out there that's listening, book rebattles.
Yeah. If you are located in Ohio... Fairborn area, Dayton area, come on down to Book Rebattles. It'll be a fun time. I'll be there. Colin will be there. Folger will be there.
Yep.
Speaking of another model that got nerfed, though, we were just going over the Taliban. He gives a unit +1 to hit still. Every time they make an attack. In your command phase, if this model is on the battlefield, roll 2d6 on a 7+, you gain a CP. So it's not every player's command phase anymore. It's just yours. He got cheaper, at least. But he can only join Plague Marines, so that's much worse. Plague Surgeon. Oh my god, he reses a guy now. Too bad he can only join Plague Marines. So no resing Terminators. Hey, but man, that one model resing gives you more movement than the unit walks normally. That's not quite true. It's a little bit shorter. But it is a huge amount of distance.
Free movement.
It is free movement for the unit, basically. He's okay. I actually think he might have play, but it just depends on how everything else shakes out for the army. Right now, Death Guard is just in a real bad spot. BLIGHTLORD Terminators. Each time this model makes an ranged attack, if it's the closest eligible target, reroll to wound rolls of 1. Pretty good. Not hateful. It doesn't really have any good way to deal with vehicles, though, as a unit. The highest strength their melee goes to is 5. AP 2, damage 1. All around, like, lethal hits help a lot, and they get to reroll to wound rolls of 1. But I don't think these guys are ever taking on any vehicles or any large monsters. They just don't have the strength for it. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm super mid on these guys.
Yeah, the bubonic blade just isn't enough anymore.
No, it is not.
DEATHSHROUD Terminators, on the other hand, still do pack a little bit of punch. They have 2 profiles now all the time. Strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage. I guess they've always had 2 profiles, but one of them's more relevant than the other. One is Strength 8, AP minus 2, 2 damage. Effectively Strength 9. Man Reaper Sweep, Strength 5, AP 0, 1 damage, but you get 6 attacks instead of 4. You're probably like always going to use the Strike. There's very few times you'll ever use the Sweep, just because of the AP. It's only 2 attacks more. But their gauntlets, though, have gotten a huge glow up. They've been Strength 3 forever, D6 shots, Torrent. Their Ignores cover now, which is big. I actually think they did it before. But Anti-Infantry 4+. It's been a while since I've played Death Guard. Holy. But Anti-Infantry 4+ actually makes them actually do some damage now. You actually get some damage through on some units.
Have they always been classified as a pistol?
What?
Have they always been classified as a pistol?
Yes, they have always been classified as a pistol. So you can shoot them in combat, yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
While a character model is leading the unit, each time this unit is target of attack, the strength character is higher, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So you throw a character into a unit, this unit gets what people are classifying as like transhuman now, basically. So anything that's higher gets -1 wound, they're T6, so anything that's higher than T6, they get -1 wound, which is pretty good. Basically makes them wound on 4s. There are a few things that will wound them on 2s. A lot of strength 12 is in the game still. Or a lot of strength 12 is part of the game now. Moving on to Death Guard HELBRUTES. Yeah, this is a model. Each time a model is selected to shoot or fight, after it finishes making its attack, select one enemy unit that was hit by one or more of those attacks until the start of the next turn. That enemy unit is considered to be within contagion range for units in your army. It's cute. Yeah, it basically just point, click, apply contagion to something. If we had good guns, I'd recommend it. We do not have very good guns. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm trying to like las cannons are just still the best gun.
Yep. When he charges on a 2+, he does D3 mortals, and then if he has 2 fists, he gets twin linked. He's okay. Speaking of another unit that actually just is so much sadder for me, owning like 20 of this model. They can only be brought in units of 2 now, minimum and maximum.
Good.
D6 plus 2 attacks. Was gross. At the start of last edition, they were very good for a very short amount of time. One model in
you
unit
ran 30 of them.
Yeah, I brought 15 of them. Hey, look, man. Back when you used to start the game with 12 CP, you were like, oh, I'll spend 6 on this dumb thing to make them like T6, T5, whatever it was. -1 damage. Yeah. Okay. Blight Haulers. I actually think these are probably some of the best the Codex has to offer in terms of unique units. They have a multi-melta, which is okay. They have a crack or frag missile, both decent. The Biospurt is super okay. It was much better last edition. Normally Maul is about what it was last edition. I think it's a little bit better because it kept the AP. But I think it was AP 2 last edition. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack that targets a vehicle, not monster for some reason, I am mad about that, add 1 to their wound roll. So these things do just wound with its multi-melta on a 4+, which is nice. Against like anything that's T12. And sometimes even like 2s if it's against an Eldar vehicle. You just get to +1 to wound and you're like, oh, sick. These things are great at killing Warwalkers, actually, shockingly enough. Holger likes to comment that there's nothing that kills it efficiently. I think this is the thing, because it wounds it on 3s, +1 wound, counteracts -1 to wound. Higher strength. It's great.
Wait, so you can ally most things in with other things. Can you ally Death Guard into demons?
No.
You can't?
It's a one-way road.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Demons and knights can ally with everybody, basically.
Yeah.
But you can only ally Nurgle demons, and with Death Guard, same with Thousand Suns, you can only do Tzeentch, and so on and so forth.
Makes sense. I was just thinking, I was like, is there any weird like stratagems in the Demon Codex? Like if you brought these Blight Haulers?
No.
Because they're technically demons.
No. I wish. These guys are cool. I think they're good. I think they're very good, actually, still. Photo Bloat Drone. These guys got a little bit worse. They lost attacks on their flesh mowers. Everything else is about the same. And now I can charge in a turn in which it fell back. It's okay.
Yay! I guess.
I mean, they're still good.
I don't know.
They're still like perfectly fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're perfectly fine. However, rest in peace, Plagueburst crawlers.
Yeah.
Entry cannons being T10, not T. Strength 10, not Strength 12 is a big downside. Being D6 +1 damage instead of D3 +3. Shortened range. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know why it went up to 175 points. It's T10, not even like T12, like a Land Raider or anything, or like trying to make it a super tough vehicle. Its little stubber got better if you take the Plague Spitter. Or wait, sorry, Plague Spitter is the flamethrowers. Sorry, the Plague Spitter's got a little bit better, being anti-infantry 2+. This thing sucks. The mortar got better slightly, debatably, because it's AP1, not AP2, but that's fine. But the entry cannons are actually hot trash now. They're just actually bad.
They efficiently dish out battle shock test because
only with the mortar, but yes.
Yeah. Yikes.
Come on, like, you want to fix Death Guard? Drop this thing to like 135, or even if you want to keep it the same point cost, up it to T12. Make it, the wounds are fine. You can keep the wounds on it. Literally just fix the entry cannons. Make them like D6 or D3 plus like 4 or something, or D3 plus 3 like they used to be, and give us a gun that can kill something. Like, holy, this is the one vehicle we have that's like our long-range fire support, and it can't kill another tank, like, at all. Especially one at its points cost. This thing is expensive. I think Gladiators are cheaper than this, almost. That's not true. They're like 30, 40 points more. But they're better in every way. They're T12. They have better guns. It's just all, like... come on. Yeah, also, why'd you shorten the range of it? Come on. Okay. Death Guard Land Raider. This is great. If you're bringing DEATHSHROUDs, this is the other problem that I have with it. If you're bringing DEATHSHROUDs, you really want to bring this, but you really want to bring a character with DEATHSHROUDs. And what can't you do? Fit DEATHSHROUD, a 6-man DEATHSHROUDs, and a Terminator character in it. You gotta pick between losing that 6 free guy or just bringing 6 DEATHSHROUD without the character for the -1 wound ability.
Or you take the 3-man, I guess.
That feels bad. That feels
hurts.
real bad to do if you're bringing a Land Raider.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, just kind of clunky. Death Guard Predator. These things are pretty good. Not the Annihilator, I don't think. I think the Destructor is the one I'm thinking of. What's the difference here? Sorry, give me a second. Yep, I think the Annihilator is the one I actually liked. You reroll damage roll of 1 against monsters and vehicles, and it's got las cannons. And its Predator twin las cannon is strength 14. So the top Predator gun is actually really good. It wins a lot of things on 3s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you only get the one shot with it.
It is twin link though, so you reroll all of them naturally with it. But the other las cannons are also good because you get within contagion range with anything, and it's basically wounding everything on 3s as well. I think they're both
I don't
good.
know. I like the Destructor better. Just the autocannons being the flat 3 damage with rapid fire at
They're only
24
strength 9
inches.
though. You need against with Wraith Knights and armies having -1 to wound all over the place. You can't be strength 9 and have it kill tanks. You got to be strength 12.
But you can throw 2 las guns on it as well still. So
yeah, I'd rather just.
I think it's
one
fine.
extra. I would stick with the. I would rather have the 1 extra shot. I would rather have the 1 shot that rerolls the wound with strength 14, rather than the 4 shots at strength 9 with no rerolls.
Yeah,
right? It doesn't reroll.
well, I
at all.
guess you're going to you're thinking about killing knights and the.
Well, yeah, I don't.
Real
This is
heavy
the
stuff.
only way
I'm
you
thinking
get.
about killing,
This is the
medium
only way you have a
knights.
chance to kill knights. Is this plus allied knights
Yeah.
plus the little buggies.
Hey, knights kill knights. It's fine.
Yeah, well, we can't bring as many knights as they have. The Defiler. Why do you suck 3 editions in a row? You're still pretty terrible. You're cute. It's really cute. It's a cool model still. I
I have
think.
a lot of options.
Yeah, doesn't do a whole lot still for 240 points, 230 points.
Is the Filer the one where it has
The multiple legs.
Yeah, the 4 legs.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like
It's
a
6
weird
legs, I
spider
believe.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it? All right.
I believe it's the same price as the Land Raider, so skip.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ow.
it's barely cheaper than a Land Raider,
Oh, no
and
way.
it's T10, 14. You can go look at
Oh,
it.
no. Land Raider's 250. A Defiler's 205.
You are
45
correct.
points is a big jump.
Not when the difference is T12. More wounds.
That's almost
One more
almost
save.
a
Less movement.
foul blight spawn.
Wow,
I
that
don't
was
think that he's
that
actually
was
the
a
good one.
terrible argument. Also, you just get quadruple the last cannon shots. Literally, there is no point to bring this when a Land Raider exists. For the 45 extra points you get. What?
Is the blight spawn the one that you were
Yeah,
absolutely
it's the fight.
dogging on
It's
earlier?
The, it's,
okay,
no,
good.
it's the fight first guy. It's the fight first guy. I think it's fine.
Oh, never mind.
Foul blight spawn is the fight first guy. Yeah, a Land Raider just has +2 movement, +2 toughness, +1 save, +2 wounds, quadruple the las cannons. Yeah, I don't see a world where you bring this. It's a cool model, real cool. I have one. Death Guard Rhino.
I know.
What?
I said, hey, it's a rhino.
It's a Rhino. It does Rhino things. It does have firing deck. Look at that. Suck it, CSM and T-Sons. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why those two don't get it though.
Okay. On to the
Big
model
man.
that absolutely hurts my soul. Okay, he lost 2 wounds. He does not reduce damage by 1 anymore. You can't give him Miasma Pestilence.
Hey, he has a Feel No Pain 5+.
He had that last edition.
Hey, but
While friendly models within 6, you get to select one of the things on the chart.
we're trying to find something good here.
You can go
All right.
cover, reroll once to wound, which you're probably going to take with those predators and stuff. It just depends on what you're doing. You just really need rerolls to wound. Make it that is the way to do it. I think you bring a lot of Melta and stuff. Try to get these rerolls, send them up the board with Morty, get predators and the blight haulers, and then add 3 to contagion range. Yeah, you're gonna be using that cover and reroll to wound basically all the time. And then his other aura is that you can't degrade while within 6 inches of him. So that's the really handy one, is that things just don't degrade, including himself. Weirdly enough, people were talking about this.
That's wild. Why would they even give him the wounds?
Yeah, why would they?
ability if
Yeah.
that,
I don't know. But yeah, just while you're within 6, you just don't degrade, which isn't as bad as it was before. Now degrading is much less common and it's much less impactful. It still matters. But it's nice. You also can't have anything modified, so you don't get slowed to oblivion from a Night Spinner or anything crazy like that. Yeah. Morty is Morty. He's okay. He's very expensive though. Still.
How many points is he now? He's
380.
Wow, 370.
370. Okay, I was close. I was close.
Yikes!
I mean, it's the cheapest he's ever been. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I guess
Death Guard Icon Bearer. I don't know why this is a separate model. He adds 1 to the OC of a unit. He was never a separate model. You could just take him in the unit. And he was just...
Well, now you have to pay for him, alright?
Yeah, now he's a character that you have to pay for. Once per battle, you can count your contagion range being 12 inches. The Miasma Malignifier. This thing's like... Okay.
I mean, it's a piece of... It's a fortification. Yeah, like it...
I mean, the big deal is it's got -1 to hit if you're within 6 of it. If you're wholly within 6 of it, which I don't know how you're ever wholly within 6 of this thing, because it's 2 pieces. I don't know how those interact. I don't think the rules are very clear on that at all, to my knowledge of how the little furnace works. But it is very good for that. Being -1 to hit is just very good. So, maybe playable if the terrain rules for it are good, and if they clarify how it works exactly. Because -1 to hit could be relevant.
All right, so let me ask you this: now that we've gone through it all, I'm gonna force you. Who is your favorite unit in this index?
Honestly, probably the Predator or the Blight Hauler.
Yeah, I was thinking the Predator, but I think, what is it, the Blight?
The Land Raider. The Land Raider honestly isn't bad either. It does want to be in their face, has assault ramp, is going to have contagion, and is just going to shoot.
Land Raider's crazy.
Land Raider's good. Land Raider's still good.
Land Raider crazy.
I
think the Demon Prince is pretty cool.
He's very expensive, and he doesn't have any way to be blocked. He's not lone off. He's not leader.
Yeah. I said he was cool.
Shots. Yeah, he is. He is cool. I have a bunch of them. God. Yeah, probably. I need to pick up some Predators, is what I learned.
Yeah, that's the way you play Death Guard right now. Triple Predator.
You can bring 9 Blight Haulers still, I believe.
Yeah. Blight Haulers you can take in
units of 1 to 3. Yep. So, I don't know how many points they are. I think they're 140. They're
115 each.
Okay, so they're pretty cheap.
They're not bad. Yeah, they're not bad at all.
I have 6, so maybe we'll put 6 of those on the table, plus some Predators. Rock up with Morty.
And then I'm gonna run my sisters, and I'm gonna run a Free Blade Knight. That way it can kill all that
sorry.
stuff.
We're also gonna have 3 allied knights, baby knights, in to just play the game. Maybe some cultists to go run on to an objective.
You and I each have 500 points of a real army, meaning knights, and then 1,500 points of support.
Yep.
So,
who's the biggest loser of everything here? What unit absolutely is unplayable?
Absolutely unplayable. Who is the one? Is it? Where you at? No, you still run TYPHUS, so he's still in the running.
Probably Spawn. Weirdly, might just be the biggest loser.
Being locked at 2 is really tough.
They're not cheap anymore to just throw on the board. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Chaos Spawn.
You know what? It actually just might be the generic Terminators. They're the Terminators that gained almost nothing compared to any other Terminator in the game. They lost -1 damage. They lost multiple strength on their weapons. They lost the spell for +1 strength and toughness, so we're basically T6 anyways. And they just got worse overall. They lost strat access to a bunch of different strats they had. I think they might be the biggest loser comparatively to everybody else's Terminators.
Yeah.
They are really cheap though. They set out like a mighty $350 for 10, which like 400 points for like T-Sun Terminators and CSM Terminators and stuff, or $390 for anybody else for like a 10-man. So they're cheap. They're really cheap.
Yeah,
okay. Well, we'll wrap it on up. We've talked long enough. I hope they have some change to the Army. I think the Army has potential to be good. They just, honestly, if they want to make the Army good, they want to make it the slow, unmovable tank Army, they honestly just need to drop the... If they don't want to go ahead and mess with stats and lines and stuff like that to mess with their cards, they need to just absolutely keep dropping the points. Just make these guys so cheap, there's so much of them, that's basically a horde army.
I think if they're gonna lean into the big toughness aspect,
I think they're leaning away from that.
Needs to be the. I don't. Yeah,
they've been known as the durable army forever in the past, and all they've done is lose durability for 2 straight editions.
I don't understand why.
I guess they
even do that.
They just want to move away from the durability.
They were like the Chaos Custodes.
They were very similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well.
Yep. Well, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe and check out our merch shop down below. Peace.
See ya.